actually contest any of the wave until you're at the turret, and then you try to have high health
wow.
to farm this, because
they're going
now they're
away.
going to try to dive.
Okay, who pulls aggro? It's going to be the Jace taking the first shot. One turret shot in, Kite's right back out.
They can't do it now.
They're going to try anyway. Good flash gets away from the jump. This could be a definite end. He's not out of range. Oh, just barely jumps away, but that is Flash for 2 for 1 on flashes, and Solo's going to grab all of this farm.
If this fight in open ground, there's no turret here that's going to give Echo Fox an advantage. They are going to start the fight off nicely with some damage on Dezazel. Solo gets himself back. Tier 3 down, inhibitor down. Cloud9 still just continues pushing further in. Solo starting things off. Goes into the Gargoyle Stone Plate. Both are going to be stuck there. Phoenix keeping himself in the stasis. Make sure he stays alive. Since Garen's booted up, the damage continuing to come down. Licorice getting himself away. But Sneaky is a machine. And he's able to find a double. Zazel allows the push to continue. As a follow will fall. It's a triple for Sneaky. They might find even more. He needs another auto attack, and the Quadra is found. The heal is popped. And Sneaky will look to chase him down. Hakuo escapes and denies the pentakill.
Oh boy.
But will Cloud9 go all
Everyone in, get up!
Sneaky ran away! Sneaky ran away! Sneaky, what the hell? He ran away! I delivered the pizza to the wrong.
Anyways, so this is like, okay, so they kicked Hyde from the previous split because they want like a really mechanically skilled young talent who's also very good. So they picked up Mickey from Team Liquid Academy because he was like first place in Academy. He was like pooping on everybody, so they picked him up. And then one thing about Koreans is that they get really lonely if you don't find another Korean, I think, because their English is not very good, right? And if you're the only person that's not very good at English, you're gonna feel kind of left out, and you're gonna feel like kind of like nobody understands you and stuff. So they were scrimming, and sometimes we would have a lot of miscommunication because Mickey wanted to say something, he doesn't know how to say it, or people are telling him what to do and he doesn't know what they're trying to say. So there's a lot of communication issues, and as they are like losing more games in scrims and on stage.
A lot more if you go for the Rabbidan's Death Cap into the Ardent Center, because yes, you got big AP numbers, but that translates into both utility. But there's the flash in from Lance, gets the headbutt back, but thankfully there is a Devour now on top of this Sivir who can get some free hits down, but Chovy finds him in the back line. They eat up the Skarner for breakfast, and a freak of freaks.
All right.
You can't walk into a big old pulverize like that without getting taken down, and Keen one.
Hello, and welcome to your Week 4 LCS Weather Report. Currently dominating the league, we have a high-pressure system where Team Liquid's going to continue to downpour on the rest of the field. Meanwhile, out in the upper Midwest region, you see Cloud9 is starting to clear up and make way for a low-pressure system that's going to be blowing in from the east. Now, counter logic to what you may think, this clump around 100 Thieves, it's just going to fly right under the radar, so it won't Echo Fox up your weekend. Now, across the country, you're going to see that both bays are starting to feel the heat. They'll be wanting to golden guard themselves from further losses. And if they can clutch out a couple wins, their optics should be clear by week 9. That's it for weather, though. How's the traffic looking, James?
I don't drive to work.
Oh, my God.
I walk to work, Mark.
Well, we're in LA, Dash, so the traffic is looking bad.
Not on a Saturday.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad
Takes
this
like
morning.
3 minutes to get to the office on a Saturday.
I got to live out my dream of being a weatherman.
Yeah, how was that experience?
In scrims and on stage. He's also kind of a rager to begin with. Like, he's not very mentally mature. So as they were losing more games, he just kind of exploded. I think around like week 3, they had a scrim set against TSM, and then he was. I remember the matchup. He was. Bjergsen was playing Irelia back when Irelia was at the most OP stage possible, and Mickey was playing Renekton. It was like the so-called Irelia counter pick. So if you pick Renekton, and chances are like you can probably win lane against Irelia. So Mickey got solo killed like 3 times by Bjergsen's Irelia, and then he was like, he paused the game, and then he went to his room. He's like, fuck this. He slammed the door, and then everyone's like, what? Like, what's going on? And then the team had to apologize to TSM. They're like, yo, I'm really sorry, I'm having like some emergency issues here.
I feel bad for Sven especially because all the fans just say, man, the team was so much better when Doublelift was here, and it must make him feel like shit all the time. Which is actually really good for me because I have like this mental advantage over him 24/7. Because, you know, it's like you're just trying to play your best for TSM, and then all the fans are like, man, it was so much better when he wasn't on the team. And it just, if the players were able to play without like any pressure or something, I think they could be really, really good. But because of all the expectations, because it's TSM and the fan base is so rabid, like, I think they just lose the mental game every day. Like, I think across the board they have like solid players, but they lose because they have like no teamwork. And yeah, that's the tragedy of TSM.
Yeah, so they had to like calm Mickey down. They're like, yo, that's not cool. That's not very professional, man. Like, we get it, you're frustrated and stuff. And then after some like Jesus talk, they started screaming again. Things were looking good again, but like, you know, they weren't really winning games during LCS, so that still really pissed Mickey off. I think actually after that happened, Mickey was like, I don't like playing with these guys. So the next day they couldn't really convince them to play with the main team, so they had to call me up from the academy. They're like, yo Bob, Mickey doesn't want to play, you kind of had to step in. I was like, oh my god, this is my fucking moment. Like, I'm ready. I was like really nervous. And then they had to like, I don't know, I think my academy team had to like cancel scrims or grabbing a sub.
So how do you guys learn where the silence were in one day? Saturday you guys air them and Sunday you guys split it. Okay, so let me clarify for everyone here. Okay, listen up. There's this meme that the game is air sometimes, but against Optic, we're behind. Okay, that's one thing. So they kind of dictate how the game goes. Then they have a Kalista, which is probably one of the best Baron taking champions in the game because she has a smite, basically, right? Even though she's nerfed, she still gets like a 1000 damage plus with her E at least, right? Then they have a Sion who can tank the Baron for 5 years. Sion also loses side lane to Urgot, so he wants to actually roam and be like at the Baron doing ARM because he can't lane 1v1 as Urgot, right? Then they have Mountain Rake and a Zoe, so they have poke, they have good pick with Zoe and Thresh. So if they go ARAM and we go bot lane with Urgot, they will start Baron. And the moment that start Baron, we have to TP in because we have to fight, right?
And my ECD was so low because of the item that I was able to drop 2 flags. So when I EQ, and it would have killed Soraka for sure, and it would have done a lot of damage just on it, we might have won the fight. My EQ, it queued me to my other flag. I literally had 2 flags on the ground.
What?
Watch. That's what happened. That fight was actually won, I think.
No way, bro.
If that actually lands.
We're all fucking toasted, but I mean, if we didn't all die, then yeah.
Weird.
Ooh, I just got popped by Yasuo and Katarina in that fight. That's really troll though. Spear Shojin?
Yeah.
Not a good item on Jarvan, maybe? 열시가
제이스가 추격을 하고. 예. 정교전을 끝냈어요. 아, 여기서 라이즈가 전사했었네요. 수비 병력이 있었는데
지키고 있는 건 맞아서. 예.
리엔즈가 뒤에
알리
그리고 또 멀리에서
또
옵니다.
뒤에요.
빨리 11을 오기 전에 빨리 11을 뱉으면서 걔를 막았어요.
이게 우르고 11을 차요. 11을 차요.
11을 차요. 렌즈 2킬 3킬 4킬 알리 진입각이 그냥 기는 국대니까 보내줘라. 정면 뚫어.
Urgot. So he wants to actually roam and be like at the Baron doing ARM because he can't lane 1v1 as Urgot, right? Then they have Mountain Rake and a Zoe, so they have poke, they have good pick with Zoe and Thresh. So if they go ARAM and we go bot lane with Urgot, they will start Baron. And the moment that start Baron, we have to TP in because we have to fight, right? So the result of that is that it becomes an ARAM. Because we can't go top because they have control of mid lane, right? Because they have good ARAM comp with Zoe. So what happens is that since they're ahead, have Mountain Rake and Tank and Kalista, that if they want to play ARAM, the game will be an ARAM. Because the moment we go bot, they start Baron, and then there's nothing we can do about it. So it's just how we have to play the game. The problem is that they have a good draft during Baron, a mounted rig, and we're behind the game. So
this means that is over 1,000 shield health right there. You can tell because the big little marker there on the health bar. Each one single.
Dodges into the Piglet, wants to flash out with a supercharger invis.
Holy moly!
That was a total moment.
I was looking at the big shield health bar. He made it bigger with his ultimate activation going in 1v3, but once he got exhausted, he knew, all right, fine, I'll flash out. He doesn't hard commit to it, gets to the Thresh Lantern. I like it though, there's always...
It's going to give Echo Fox an advantage. They are going to start the fight off nicely with some damage on Zazel. Solo gets himself back, Tier Phoenix down, Inhibitor down. Cloud9 still just continues pushing further in. Solo starting things off. Goes into the Gargoyle Stone Plate. Both are going to be stuck there. Phoenix keeping himself in the stasis. Make sure he stays alive. Since Garen's booted up, the damage continuing to come down. Licorice getting himself away. But Sneaky is a machine. And he's able to find a double. Zazel allows the push to continue. As a follow will fall. It's a triple for Sneaky. They might find even more. He needs another auto attack and the Quadra is found. The heal is popped. And Sneaky will look to chase him down. Hakuo escapes and denies the pentakill. Oh boy. But will Cloud9 go all
Everyone in, get out of bed! Sneaky, run away! Sneaky, run away! Sneaky! Sneaky, what the hell?
He ran away!
I delivered the pizza to the wrong house!